Manny Moicano,
What's up?
how are we feeling? Happy fight week.
Thank you. Very good. Feeling good.
No podcast, lack of social media. You seem very focused and dialed in. Tell me about this. Has this been beneficial?
Yeah, like last year was not that good for me. 2025, I lost 2 fights in a row. And then I was scheduled to fight Ortega, a fight that I lost. So since last year, I've been focused on fighting. So I kind of took a little bit time off social media. So I think that was beneficial for my training camp.
And Chris Duncan was in here. He said you guys actually trained under the same roof for this fight camp. I said you guys even went as far as sharing a sauna together. So what was that like, actually training under the same building as your opponent?
Yeah, it was a little bit different, because I never thought that I would fight somebody from American Top Team, but it happens. And then I just have to be cordial, respectful. I respect him. I don't have nothing against him. I just want to win, I want to win that fight. And I have no bad blood at all. So, but don't get me any wrong. I go over there to finish him.
He said pretty much the same, that it's all respect. A fight's a fight, but afterwards, back to being very cordial. And I assume, in your mind, this is a must-win, but is it the most must-win so far? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably. I'm coming off 2 losses in a row. I think last time that I was in this situation was when I lost to Korean Zombie and Jose Aldo. And that was very hard for me, so definitely I need to win right now.
And Chris said when he started at ATT, you used to give him the work grappling. He remembers that. Is there anything you can take away from your guys' training for this fight? I don't need specifics, but just in general.
Not really, because that was such a long time, I'm not really trained with him for a long time, so I watch his fights in UFC. He got way better on the grappling, so I'm not disrespecting him at all, I'm not thinking it's going to be easy. It's UFC, man. Every fight is a challenge, and I think Chris Duncan is a challenge.
They call you Manny Moicano. This is your first fight with the new bonus structure. Is that something you're excited for?
Yeah, of course. 100K gonna be beneficial, gonna be good. But at the same time, I feel like I have to win, I'm not thinking too much on the bonus. I'm thinking on the winning.
And then you might shut me down here too, which is fine. But afterwards, Ortega fight still possible? Any thought about that?
Of course, I would like to fight Ortega 100%, but we don't know what happened to him, right? UFC doesn't disclose what happened to him. We don't know what was. So if I beat Chris Duncan on Saturday and they want to make Ortega like in 2-3 months, 100%.
I guess last for me, so, just one quick one for me. I know you just mentioned you've disconnected for this fight camp. Not sure if you saw the news the last couple hours, but Bitcoin is experiencing a big crash. It's trading at under $200. Can I get your immediate reaction?
Let me check the price.
It is also, yeah, check it out. It's also April 1st.
No, it's good. Yeah.
It's also April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day.
No, it was good. I checked this morning, it was okay, To be honest, it fall like 50% of
It's April Fool's Day,
yeah.
So I thought that I could get you.
Okay, thank you.
You mentioned, I know you want to come in here and you want to get a win. And do the 2 losses coming in here, does that add any extra pressure? Are you the kind of guy that you've always faced forward, you're always focused forward? Is that the kind of stuff that weighs on the mind? Does that add any extra pressure, coming into this particular fight?
Yes, of course. I'm coming off 2 losses, like I say. It's never good lose. It's fucking terrible, But it's so good when you win. So I want to get that feeling of winning again, especially in the main event. So 100% that adds pressure.
With that being said, it's got to show you some confidence that the UFC has in you to still tap you to headline this event coming in with 2 losses. Does that give you a little confidence in what the UFC thinks about you and what you bring to a fight week?
I don't know. I don't think too much about that. one thing that is for sure is UFC is the best on what they do, you know? They just closed a deal with Paramount, billion of dollars. So I think they know how to handle business. And I'm not in a position to say what is wrong and what is good. But for me, it's good. Like, I feel that's a good place to be, like, in a main event again.
And I know you're a fight analyst. You've called fights. If you had to break down and talk about Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, how's that fight going to play out, and who do you see winning that fight?
That's funny because last time that I watched Gina Carano was against Cyborg, right? Long time ago. I don't even remember her style. And Ronda Rousey at one point was the name of women's MMA before she lost, right, to Holly Holm. So it's an interesting fight. I think probably Ronda has the edge.
Is calling fights and doing more commentary something that you hope to do more of in the future?
100%. I don't know if I'm good enough to do in English. I've been doing in Portuguese, but I want to be I don't know if my English, like, if there is a barrier of English, you know, how can a broken English guy be in the commentating? But that's something that I love, that I would love.
I think I saw one of you called a show for, I think it was CFFC. It was very colorful language. I think that's the best part about your commentary is the colorful language.
Yeah, I love, like, commentating for CFFC. It was great, and people love it, man. On the X, Twitter, everybody was giving compliments, saying that I was good. Because, look, I am a fighter, but I am a fan too. So, and I have the experience. It's like the fighters that go from fighting to commentate, like Paul Felder in DC. So I know what I'm seeing. I just try to be a little bit more funny.
And I know we talked a little bit about, this ATT doesn't want to fight other guys in ATT, but it's such a big gym. You have so many talented guys. What is the overall feeling at the gym when you got fighters that are coming in there and they're watching? They both look at you as inspirations, I'm sure. But there is a serious part that at some day you might fight another one of these guys in the gym. So, like, what do you tell, and how do you talk to other fighters, their trainers at the gym, and about how this might happen?
Yeah, I think the gym, they always try to avoid this situation. So I think Dan Lambert and all the coaches, they want to avoid as much as possible, because it's not good, like, people from the gym fighting, and that's not the best scenario. But sometimes you have to do that because you don't have any option. And I mean, like, in a career mode, I've been 1 year out, and they give me this opportunity for the main event, and at the same time, Chris Duncan wants to be in the rankings. So I think it was a beneficial for everybody, but not for the gym. And to the fighters, I say, you don't want to fight another guy for your gym, but that could happen. We never know. We never know. Like in ATT, you have like Kyoji Horiguchi and Pantoja, and I think they are the best in 125, and I think eventually they're gonna fight each other. So it is what it is. Of course, it's not the same situation between me and Duncan, but it is what it is. Sometimes you have to fight your teammates.
And it's tough. I know, like this, you want to get back on the win column, but this is somebody that's from your gym. So is a win enough to just kind of get this, or are you still going to go out there and you're going for a definitive finish, one to get you back on the win column in a good fashion?
Yeah, no, if I can finish 100%, this is 5 rounds. I don't get paid by the minute, So if I go over that finishing in the first round, I will make money regardless. So I'm not trying to go to a decision, but I'm ready to go to a decision too.
And last for me, I know you said you pay attention to the stocks. It's probably a nice distraction, even though the stock market hasn't been great. Are you still a big firm believer in crypto for all the people out there?
Yes, but I would not say crypto. I would say Bitcoin because it was the first. But I do believe that all the protocols, they have like, they are tools and they are good, like USDT, like Tether. Like if you want to transfer money really fast, there is no better way than through USDT. And if you like that stuff, you know, even the government know that, right? With the Genius Act, and they're gonna get so much value and money off this USDT because they they are backed by bonds, right? By American bonds. So I think that's gonna strain the market in USA, and I think the government knows that. So crypto is not something that will go away any soon. And Bitcoin, believe me or not, is in a sale right now, you know? Like he was saying, Bitcoin crashed, and it really did. Not today, but since last year. So I have been buying a lot of stuff. This is not financial advising, but let me tell you something. If something that I truly believe, it is one day Bitcoin gonna hit $1 million. I don't know when, though.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
I have a question. Moicano, what's up? How are you?
What's up, brother?
You have an iconic speech post-fight saying you wanted to kill the bad guys. Just so you know, I've been to war. I'm a combat vet, and veterans, we love you. My question is, first, we would take you if war came. We would love to have you. Have you worked with any of the veterans or the veteran community in Florida, and have you thought about doing that to help bring some of these guys out of the hole that they're in?
Man, let me tell you something. I have so much respect for soldiers and for the veterans, you know, and what everything they do. Especially in jiu-jitsu and like MMA community, you have a lot of veterans and people that are police officers too, and like law enforcement. And I respected them so much because in the end of the day, people don't realize how important it is somebody to take care of you, of your family, and that's what the military and the police officers do. I'm not saying that I'm agree with every war, because every war had different reasons, political reasons, and I don't believe the politicians, they have the best interest for the population sometimes. So sometimes I feel they just want to get power, they just want to get elected again. So sometimes we pay, and the American lives are paid because of the government. But I have a huge respect for veterans, and I never had the opportunity to go to a place like that, to know the veterans, but I pay my respect to them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've had a long career in the UFC. Your first fight was just over 11 years ago in your home country of Brazil. You were on the prelims. You earned a submission victory. You've headlined multiple cards. You've challenged for the lightweight title. I'd like to hear you talk a little bit about some of the highlights from your careers. What are some of your favorite moments during these past 11 years?
I think my favorite moment was my debut, you know, because if you're watching this, if you're a kid, if you don't know that you could, and if you want to be UFC fighter, I never thought that I would get the job, you know. I never thought that I would be able to be in UFC. And I remember my first day, they called me a week's notice, and I said, man, that's the best day of my life, my debut. And after that was in France against Benoit Saint-Denis, main event, and I finished in like technical knockout on the second round, and that was very happy. That was a highlight of my career too. But so many. I remember like Madison Square Garden too, when I talked to Joe Rogan. I love every fight, even the ones that I lost, you know. I believe in God, and I believe in stuff happens for a reason. Maybe we just don't know the reason, but then a couple years later, you're going to know why your career play out like that. So, man, I'm a fan of UFC, and all the moments in the UFC, I remember with a good memories.
So you train in the same gym with your opponent, Chris Duncan. I would imagine that you're fairly familiar with him. Can you tell us what you believe some of his greatest strengths are, and how do you plan to neutralize? How do you plan to overcome his strengths?
I think he's a very good striker, power on his punches, and he has a very good guillotine and Darce chokes, anaconda chokes. So he's very good at submission people. So I have to avoid that. I have to punch him in the face several times, pull him down, ground and pound him, and finish it. It's easy said than done, but that's what I have to do.
Now, coming off of two straight losses, as mentioned, a win this weekend really keeps you right in the mix, in the top 10. And realistically, how many fights do you think it would take to find yourself back again in title contention, and what are your hopes? Really depends.
Really depends who I fight next. So I have to do my job. I have to go over there, finish the fight, and then see what happens, you know? Because a win changes everything, you know? I lost too, but a win changes everything. The way people look at you, So I just need to keep doing my job.
Last question. Obviously, we have great respect for our opponents. Obviously, every fighter is dangerous. But I have to ask you one question. Is this easy money or not so easy money?
Man, it's not easy money, you know, not easy money. I respect him a lot, and I know that he's good because we trained him before. So not easy money at all.
I've got one more, just curious. What are your thoughts on Mike Perry and Nate Diaz throwing down?
That's an interesting one, you know. That's going to be boxing or MMA?
I believe it's going to be MMA. Yeah.
I think Nate Diaz probably, you know. Probably Nate Diaz better jiu-jitsu, but he having been in the cage for a long time, in the ring for a long time, especially with MMA. It's going to be a tricky one, but definitely I'm going to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.